Welcome everyone to our Wineglass Marketing webinar. You'll notice on the bottom right-hand side of the webinar toolbar that you'll have a chat feature. Feel free to submit written questions at any time and we'll answer them after the presentation. Now, in our webinar, we'll be discussing QuickBooks integrations and the positive impact an integration can have on your business efficiency. My name is Dan Pendergast, and I've been working with wineries for 8 years now. And over those years, I've found creative solutions for our clients. Whether it be a trick that circumvents their e-commerce platform or implementing a third-party software, there's always a way to do something faster and more efficiently. Which leads me right into the topic of today, driving efficiency by implementing a QuickBooks integration that seamlessly syncs your order data on a scheduled basis. Today, we'll go over the benefits of an integration between your WineDirect platform and QuickBooks, how an integration can save you time and money, and finish by introducing our WGits software as a solution, focusing on the features that wineries love most. Your WineDirect platform can't be everything, which is why you should integrate it with other business applications. With an integration, your data syncs automatically on your schedule. You can batch bulk amounts of data, or your data can sync based on events. Automatic data syncing requires less manual data manipulation and will therefore decrease the opportunities for human error. With an integration, you can free up your employees from doing tedious data entry so they can focus on strategy and planning that will increase your ROI. Later on, I'll show you how an integration can put you back in control of your data, increasing the accuracy of your reporting and projecting abilities, allowing you to be proactive instead of reactive. One huge motivating factor for our clients who choose to integrate WineDirect and QuickBooks is how many hours they save using an automated solution. If you think about a manual approach, entering an order in with the correct tax, shipping, discounts, etc., it can take you several minutes. And most wineries are reconciling their orders at the end of the month, taking them a full day of work to make sure the refunds are processed in both systems. And this can be an inventory nightmare. If you automate your process, your orders can move over as sales receipts, and your refunds can move over as credit memos every night. Your accounting personnel can read the logs in the morning, fix whatever needs to be fixed, and your systems are up to date as you could possibly need them to be. With an automated process, human error is dramatically decreased. And with an integration in place, your accounting personnel can simply read error logs, fix those issues, and spend the rest of their day focusing on more important tasks. Using the data we have from our current integration clients, we approximate that your winery could save 10 hours a month by implementing an integration between QuickBooks and WineDirect. We all understand that time is money, but it truly is in this case. Consulting accountants cost anywhere from $100 to $300 an hour these days, and your in-house staff, when you account for benefits and salary, cost on average $5,000 a month. And if you're a winery owner doing your own order reconciliation, well, your time is priceless. So hopefully we've sold you on the idea of implementing an integration. We're now going to focus on our integration solution and its great features. WGits stands for Wineglass Integration Technology Solutions. WGits for QuickBooks is an integration tool that syncs your data from WineDirect to QuickBooks Desktop on your schedule. Users can choose to start the auto batcher whenever it's most convenient for them. While most of our clients want it to batch nightly, you can have it recur however many days you'd like it to. With WGits in place, your orders from the previous day can be ready for your review every morning, and you'll be notified of any orders that need error reconciliation via email. Our software actually tells you why an order did not move into QuickBooks, which can be very useful information. The WGits integration acts as a safeguard against duplicate order numbers also getting entered into QuickBooks. In the Transaction Review tab of WGits, you can filter on a key phrase so that you can select orders with the same error message and perform a bulk action, like deleting them or reprocess them if you have fixed the error. This functionality really gives you the control over your data that some simple integrations just don't allow. Our transaction review tab also allows you to drill down onto the order to see the order detail without having to pull it up from your WineDirect platform. With widgets for QuickBooks, you have the ability to batch process and reject right within the application, and no data is lost in the process. Another great feature that our integration offers is the ability to map your SKUs in a bulk upload. Once your item names have been properly set up in QuickBooks, you can use the SKU Mapper functionality to import your WineDirect SKUs and match them up with the associated QuickBooks item name all at one time. With widgets for QuickBooks, you can actually map 2 WineDirect SKUs to one QuickBooks item name. An example of when this comes in handy is consolidating multiple tasting fee SKUs, or when you have merchandise SKUs for different sizes or color variations that don't need to be tracked individually in QuickBooks. There's also the option to map a SKU one at a time when you create new products. We have users who like to maintain a small company file who map all of their orders to just one customer, and then we have users who want the orders mapped to individual customers. Our software can accommodate either of those scenarios by selecting the appropriate customer name format in the data mapping settings section of the tool. We've tested batch orders and can confirm that over 10,000 orders have successfully been moved at one given time. This functionality is really great when you have a busy day such as a large club run or big online sale. We have our tool set up to import your orders as sales receipts and your refunds as credit memos. So if you have widgets set up to run nightly, you'll have a fairly accurate balance of accounts every day, which will greatly improve your ability to gauge if you're on track to reach your monthly, quarterly, or yearly goals. Exchanges and refunds can get messy. Our tool handles refunds, partial refunds, and exchanges all on its own without human manipulation. This allows you to reconcile with ease, maintaining proper inventory flow in both systems. Widgets for QuickBooks was developed by winery and accounting professionals for wineries. It's designed to be flexible and scalable to fit unique business needs. By using this tool, you can greatly reduce the frustration that human error causes. Widgets frees up your employees from doing manual data entry so that their time can be used more efficiently. Our software costs $4.99 to set up and a monthly subscription of $99. If you save 1 hour a month of accounting time, then it's already paid for itself. If you're still not convinced that this solution will save you time and money, contact us for a demo today. So that concludes the presentation. Now we'll open it up to your questions. All right, so now we'll open it up to your questions. And we can definitely see that we've had a few questions come in during the session, so we appreciate that. First question here is from Victor. Is the integration part of the WineDirect application, or is there an incremental fee for the integration with WineDirect? So on the last slide there, we did mention a little bit more about the fees to set up the system. It is a separate system from WineDirect itself, but being a partner with WineDirect, we're one of the exclusive features that work to batch your data over directly from QuickBooks or from WineDirect directly into QuickBooks. Now, with that, you'll be able to see what the subscription fees are. With the subscription on a monthly fee basis, usually a setup fee takes about, a setup call takes about 1 to 2 hours to set up, roughly. And with the subscription fees, you're basically getting unlimited support from a QuickBooks and from a widgets perspective for that $99 a month. And you're also getting that software itself. Now, another question here from Travis. Is there any idea when you plan to implement an integration with QuickBooks Online? It is on the roadmap. We don't have a set ETA at this point, but that's definitely something we're looking into developing in the near future. So appreciate that question there. Is it possible to obtain a copy of the PowerPoint to present to ownership? I'm sure that we could make something available there for you, Blanca. We could definitely look at presenting that so that you could provide that to ownership. All right, looking at more questions here. Peyton asked, are you dealing with extracting the QuickBooks data into another database to perform ETL? If so, do you use a third party to host the VM that QuickBooks is installed on, like Right Networks? With hosting, you have a number of options. Right Networks currently isn't one that is compatible, but there are a number of other hosting systems such as Swissnet, Summit Hosting, QBox. The list goes on. There's quite a number of different hosting systems that do work. Another one that's being used right now is Cloud9, or just having it on Parallels if you have a Mac. All of those various systems do work. The only one that we're aware of right at this moment is Right Networks, just in how their system is set up. All right, so Joni asks a great question. What are the benefits you see over Transaction Pro Importer? And one of the reasons we built this tool in the first place is a lot of the challenges and the frustrations that Transaction Pro Importer was giving people. One of the challenges that a lot of people was experiencing were experiencing is the incapability of pulling over refunds. One of the advantages of our QuickBooks integration is it pulls over refunds directly as credit memos. So all you have to do is mark them as refunded. They all pull through automatically, and they balance correctly. So they actually work properly with WineDirect's features to do exchanges and to do partial refunds, and that all flows over into QuickBooks correctly. So that's one major advantage. Another advantage to this is if you're using Transaction Pro Importer and you're batching the data through, you may have encountered issues where there was an error and it was very hard to identify what that error was. With widgets for QuickBooks, you actually have the capability to see what the error is, and it doesn't prevent your batch from going through. It holds that one particular order in the need review area, and you'll have that capability to actually see, okay, well, this is why it got stuck and why this order didn't go through. Whereas the rest of your batch goes through successfully into QuickBooks. So it makes it a lot easier to be able to manage your transactions that way and only deal with a few errors while getting the rest of your revenue in the system. All right, now let's see here. Okay. So another great question here. My QuickBooks is installed on Right Networks virtual machine. They're trying to extract the data to a SQL server, and they're running into problems using any custom software or running batch comments since the VM is so locked down. And yes, because that VM is locked down, because Right Networks is very secure and they're very concerned about security, which is a good thing. But because of that, that prevents a lot of different software integrations from working correctly. So, you may need to try a different integration or a different hosting service. Like I said, there's a number of different hosting services right there. Now, don't worry, guys, there will be a replay recording session that you'll be able to watch after. And we'll make it very easy for you to be able to access a recording of this whole presentation. Yep. Now, Victor has another great question. Is syncing real time, or is it at certain times of the day or after hours? The beautiful part about this is you can sync it whenever you want. You could say, let me sync all of my data live up to the minute right now. You can press a button and you can batch all your transactions through from your last batch all the way up to this very moment. So that's really neat. But another really nice part about this is the automated batching system, where you can pick the time of day that you want it to batch through. So the automated batching usually works best on a nightly basis, just because no one else is in QuickBooks, no one else is trying to run any reports at the same time as a batch. And so that just, especially if you're in multi-user mode, that really does help the process. And especially, it's amazing to just be able to go into the office in the morning and see the majority of your orders have batched through without any issue, if not no issues at all. So that's real-time functionality where it batches the data through at your command, or we can have it also set up to do the automated syncing as well. So you have all those capabilities where you could say, hey, I know that I have a nightly batch coming through tonight, but I'm about to go into a meeting and I need up-to-date numbers. Let me pull a batch right now. It might take me 5 to 10 minutes or less to have a batch go through. It might even be a minute or two if you're only talking about a dozen or so orders. And the system is really solid because it can really handle quite a lot of orders at one time. Like the presentation we just had mentioned, it could handle up to 10,000 orders at a time. So if you have a busy club month, it's not going to give you any issues trying to pull that data through. Cool. Yeah, so thanks, Victor. Not being a client yet, but absolutely, we would love to show you guys a demo. If you'd like to schedule a demo with me, feel free to just say so in the chat messages. We'd love to be able to present this software to you as a potential option. And like I said, we're going to make it very easy for you to be able to go ahead and access a replay of this. Testing this integration, we went through a long beta process where we made sure the system was solid. It's a very beefy software now. It's strong, it's solid. I'm super excited about it. The whole team of ours at Wineglass Marketing are really excited about it. WineDirect's excited about it too. So we really love being able to provide this as an option. We can also provide some testimonials of existing clients using the software. You can have a chat with them to see how they like using it. So it's definitely in alpha mode. It's been in alpha mode for a number of months now, and it went through a good sequential beta process to make sure it was at a point when it was ready for public use. So it's definitely ready for wide scale use. So feel free to reach out to me at dan@wineglassmarketing.com. I'm going to put that in the chat window for everyone right here. And I'm also going to put my phone number into 707-927-3334, extension 210. And I'm also going to plug in the chat window, I'm also going to plug in my Calendly link. Now I have a Calendly link. Calendly allows me to set up a demo with whomever, and you can just go ahead and book a time that works for you for a demonstration. So just pick a time on the calendar that works for you. Feel free to send submit a time frame that you'd like to listen in. And we can definitely schedule a demo. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It could be a 15-minute demo if you'd like, where you'd be able to go ahead and see more information. So like I said, at the end of this presentation, we will provide you a replay video link. As you submitted a registration with us, you're automatically going to receive a replay video link to your inbox. So you're going to receive that as soon as this session is over. And yeah, we're super excited to see a lot of clients, joining us, and we're getting more and more each week. So we definitely look forward to having more join us. All right, well, that ends the presentation. Does anyone have any other questions? There are a few other questions that are commonly asked that I'll be able to provide you here just a second. All right, how does the system handle split payments? So with regards to split payments, there's the capability of having, in WineDirect, a transaction that's partially credit card, partially cash, or multiple credit cards. And what we do is we pull over a multiple payment type. And with that multiple payment type, we're able to give you the steps to easily reconcile the differences in the balances between, okay, which credit card was this, how much of this order was cash, and you're able to isolate exactly how much that is and reconcile the numbers that way. So we have these steps, these processes in place. We actually have documentation going over these various topics as well on our website, which was put here in the list. Great. And Peyton, you mentioned here you're on the data analytics side and you're looking to get the data out of QuickBooks. We definitely have a conversation about potential options in the future for that. We'd love to perhaps get in contact with you about that and have maybe a further discussion on potential options there in the future. Currently, WGits doesn't pull data out of QuickBooks at this point, but it's something that we've actually already begun research on and are looking into. Great, perfect. All right, got a great question from you, Eric. In WineDirect, refunds typically show up as a net amount rather than item amount less discount. Does this integration provide that split? So great question there, Eric. With regards to how refunds show up as your net amount and discounts, currently the system is pulling the amount over as it's sold at. So we're currently not pulling over what the discount listed is. And same idea with how the transaction comes over from WineDirect as a refund. When it pulls over as a credit memo into QuickBooks, it's pulling the amount that was refunded. And with WineDirect, there's reporting for coupon usage and discount amounts, etc. When we're pulling the amount into QuickBooks, the primary goal on a QuickBooks level is an accounting perspective and really focusing on perhaps inventory, but also focusing on the financial side. Are the numbers correct? Are they accurate? So especially if WineDirect isn't displaying a refund or rather displaying how much was discounted on the refund, additionally, that information wouldn't display in the QuickBooks side either. And when we're dealing with transactions coming over, we're really only recording discounts for bundled items or things that are discounted on a bundled package. So, again, we're looking at further options with regards to improving the system. That's a wonderful thing about a subscription with widgets is the subscription gets better and better. You get more and more out of it because we're continuing to add new features that will improve the experience for the majority of wineries. So it's not like we've built this tool and we're just leaving it. We're continuing to add to it to improve it, to keep it up to date with security precautions, and to be up to date with WineDirect's fastest API connection. So when we speak with WineDirect's APIs, it's really going to be a solid connection, and it has been so far. Great. So appreciate everyone's time today. We promised we'd keep it brief. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to submit them to us, or with the contact information that we've submitted in the chat, feel free to either email myself or email service, or feel free to give us a call or book a demo if you'd like. We really appreciate all the ones that were able to join us today. We had a nice number of applicants who joined us. We really appreciate spending the time with us this morning. And until the next time, everyone have a great day and stay safe.